Good morning, coolest coast. It is time for coffee with Kristin and Tina. Good morning. Welcome to this episode of Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We're your hosts. This is Kristin Odell of KLO. I'm Tina Prigge with Vagabond Creative Studios. So happy to see you this morning and happy 2024.
I know. Good morning. Happy New Year.
It's hard to believe it's been since last year that we've seen each other.
That makes me sad. I know. It's January 10th.
Yeah, right. Not only is it the new year, but it's already flying by, which freaks me out.
It is. It really is. It really is. Are you staying warm? We kind of got a little bit of snow finally in the new year.
Isn't it exciting? Yesterday it was funny. I was coming back into the office to work, and Jason's like, "Are you taking blankets in there with you?"
Yes.
So I'm staying warm, but it's requiring many layers, a jacket, blankets.
Yeah. Is your office is just naturally kind of a cold spot?
Right. Like the home office that I have set up right now is kind of a sunroom. So really in this season it often shouldn't be used. So
Yeah.
it's not optimized for heat.
So I understand that because my office in the winter is cold and I frequently have a little heater running. And then in the summer, it is like blazing hot. There's no like happy medium.
Right. Yeah, it's like the HVAC just wasn't designed to accommodate this room.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I do love the sunshine. I love the fact that I can look outside and see all the beautiful snow cover.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about Christmas because we took a few weeks off, which thank you for that. That was awesome. You just shared this morning some images of what you tried to accomplish for Christmas. Let me put up this picture. Look at this. Look at this cool Christmas tree fruit display.
Yeah, I think cool. I would use cool loosely. So I got up bright and early on Christmas Eve morning and I was going to build what was supposed to be a fruit Christmas tree. Now, this was not, there we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. If you want to go back to the picture, that is
Yeah.
actually what it looked like. Um, so like the star on the top. In order to get the star, you have to like get a piece of melon big enough where it's solid. You know how like when you cut a melon, you get like the little like U shapes or rainbow shapes. So wasn't able to accomplish that because my melon wasn't big enough to get like a slice big enough to cut a star out, right?
Right. Where do you get a melon that would get, yeah.
You just would have to be big to get like a nice, or you might have to keep it more green. But then,
Do you think in this picture it's even real fruit? Look at those slices of orange. Those are so plump and perfect. I don't know
I
if I've
know,
ever seen an orange like that.
I mean, I want to believe that they are. Now, one of the, like, I'm kind of handy in the kitchen. Like, I feel like I set out thinking, like, I can really do this. So the oranges, like, if you put oranges out like that on a fruit, they would get dry. Wouldn't they get hard, like, as you were at an event?
I mean, I do think it's got like a limited
Like, they're
time,
peeled.
right?
So there's step-by-step instructions in there. You started with an orange with the top and the bottom cut off, so it was kind of like a barrel shape. And then you put a whole carrot in the middle with toothpicks supporting it, which you can maybe see in there. It's in there. And then into the full-size carrot, you put toothpicks in to like build the fruit on, which I did exactly. And I actually had some longer, like bamboo length for the bottom, and then I did regular toothpick length on the top so that it would like have this nice shape and everything. I had all kinds of fruit. I cut all my fruit the night before so I could just build it. But yeah, it wasn't happening. And I was maybe about 45 minutes in, maybe a half an hour in, and I'm like, this is not gonna work. This is a Pinterest fail.
So, I mean, I do love the effort. I love the little hearts on top. It is maybe more of the Charlie Brown version compared to what Pinterest has shown you. So, does Pinterest just give you this image and you had to figure out the engineering, or does it tell you how to accomplish it?
No, so like the one I have in the other picture literally looks like the base in the other one. I think if I had not had to move it, so we were going to my brother and sister-in-law's for Christmas Eve. If I wouldn't have had to transport it, I probably could have like placed fruit in there that wouldn't have been moved and it could have just maybe stayed on the counter. But because I needed to transport this in my car, there was no way this was going to work. So
So you think in this picture, the fruit, once that base is established, is just kind of stacked up
yeah,
to achieve that
I
shape?
mean, don't use it like the orange slice on the bottom left. That it looks like it's just hanging out there, or like that whole big strawberry in the front. Same. If there's like, I think they probably just started once that middle was kind of filled in, just placing them around. So,
Mm.
do you know what? We had a very delicious mixed fruit bowl. I dumped it all in a Tupperware bowl, all cut up and beautiful, and it was fine.
What's cool is that you tried it, right? And I'd be interested to know, like viewers, have you had any kind of a sort of Pinterest fail like that, right? Where you set out and there's the inspiration image, whether it's cooking, whether it's making something, right? Like I think we've all had that experience where it looks like easy enough to accomplish. And once you really put your hands to the task, it's like, what have I done?
I was drinking coffee. I was in like, I threw a hoodie on, got up. Clearly, my hair doesn't look like it normally does during the day, right? And it was just Doug and I in the kitchen, and he started laughing. And I was like, I knew it. I was like, this is not going to happen, is it? And I'm like, I don't think this is going to happen.
So is that the first time you'd ever tried?
Yes. The first time I ever tried a fruit tree.
Okay. Yeah. Don't they always say you should never try something new when you're preparing to go to an event?
I mean, I was like, I got up at 6:30 in the morning to do it. I had like an hour and a half to putz with it, which, I was like, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But guess what? It was still fine. I pulled all the fruit off. We had still a delicious fruit salad because I had all of these different kinds of amazing fruit. So we still enjoyed it. Like, it's fine.
Well, and I have to say, as long as you're not showing people this photo, right? Like it turned out, right? Like it's still cute. There's still total merit to that. And that makes me think that what this woman is saying is accurate. I just think there's some things women shouldn't wear, like the weight of other people's expectations and judgments, right?
So you sent this to me and I was so distracted by her hair color. And I was like, what? There are some things that women shouldn't wear? Maybe like purple hair? I don't know.
Whatever. I mean, that's her own path. And if that's how she
Yeah.
feels great, that's not my not for me to judge. And that's
Now
exactly
I
what she's saying, right? Like the weight of other
yeah,
people's expectations and judgment, we can just let that blank go.
that's right. That's right. No, I agree with you. And I think sometimes like I could have been so determined to do the tree, but I was like, it's fine. The goal is that we eat fruit for the holiday.
Right, right.
That was the goal.
And Mary said it still looks great. Thanks, Mary.
I took it apart. I destroyed it, but not before I took pictures clearly.
So Nicole said, we tried making a driftwood Christmas tree this year, and it was a process to say the least. In the end, my son and hubby made it look awesome, but along the way, there were doubts. Aw, thanks, Nicole, for sharing that.
That's fun. We need picture proof of that, Nicole.
And I think what I love about that too, right? Like Kristin, you said Doug was there kind of, laughing along with you. Nicole saying her husband and son were involved. That's the true magic, right? Not what you ended up with, but that time of being together and making those memories.
Right. Like we won't forget about this. My mom got a lovely, like I texted her that morning, like, look at how great my tree turned out. Right? Like it's just all in good fun.
Yeah. Now you could be the person, for example, that was responsible for this sign. And this sign, it seems like it's going to start off with this great message, right? Take only photos, leave only footprints, kill only Tim. Please stay on the trails. Like, what did Tim do to anyone? Poor guy.
Do you think there was a letter missed or
Pretty sure. Yeah, it's supposed to say kill only time.
kill only time? Aha, thank you. Yeah, the E maybe fell down.
Right. So it's supposed to be this beautiful inspirational message. And in the end, poor Tim.
I would love to know, like, how long do you think that was up before somebody caught it?
Okay, yeah, that's the question. Did the person that was doing it discover it and take this photo and then have a good laugh?
Yeah.
Or did the person doing it walk away and then somebody else discovered it? And
like, I want to know, like, is the E lane in the bottom? Like, I want the backstory. I'm so curious about it. How long did it take to get fixed?
Are all of the Tims in that area okay?
Yeah, is the person responsible for bulletin boards been fired? It's just so many things to think about.
Was it Tim that was responsible and he like didn't like his job? So he's like, just, yeah.
I don't know. It's great. So, okay, how were your holidays overall, Tina? Did you guys do
Yeah,
anything special or exciting?
it was great. Well, there's a new Godzilla movie that came out, and I've never seen a Godzilla movie. I don't even know much about the lore other than, that he exists and that it's a Japanese cultural thing. But Teak went to see it, this new movie, and he came home and he raved about it. And he talked about how much he loved it. And he said it's his new favorite movie, on and on and on. He posted pictures of it on like Instagram and stuff. And I'm like, I didn't even know this kid used Instagram. So like I could tell that it was having this profound impact on him. And he's like, Mom, do you want to go see it? So not only does he love it, but he wants to see it again. And he's really particular too about the movies that he'll see. So I'm like, okay, let's go see it. Right. And so we took this photo like before we went in, like, all right, let's go. I have no idea what to expect. And I have to say, I loved it. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely love it. I even cried at a monster movie, which what was happening? And so I'm just curious to know, like, has anyone else seen it? And was anyone else like impressed by it in a way that they were unexpected?
I have not seen it, but I love that your college age kiddo is inviting you to a movie.
I know.
I think that's so awesome. And I love that you loved it. What do you think about it made you love it so much?
I think the storytelling was done really well. I think sometimes like the monster movies that I see previews for or whatever, they just seem to go over the top, right? Like you have to really detach yourself from any kind of reality. And then it just, there's all this over the top fighting and blah, blah. In this case, they used the terror in a really, and I don't mean to say good, but like in a way that drove the story forward. Like you kind of felt terrified when you heard the theme music of Godzilla, and it was just so well done, and the story was touching. I don't know.
That's so awesome.
Nicole said a coworker of hers has seen it like 13 times and raved about it as well.
Holy cow. 13. I mean, you're committed.
Yeah.
You're really committed. How long is it in the theaters? Do you know? I saw December 1st was the start date.
Yeah, I think it got extended because it ended up having such a good reception. I don't know if it's still there, but I
Yeah.
think it was originally going to be like a week, and then it got held over.
Okay, if somebody's on the Google machine, check AMC in Manitowoc and tell us, is it still playing and for how long?
Yeah.
To give you an idea of how we watched quite a few movies over the holidays, a lot of them very the traditional classics, A Christmas Story or Christmas Vacation. But last weekend, we were all kind of sick and recovering from socializing over the holiday. And we watched the original Captain America, which, by the way, I would never choose. Like, Marvel is not my thing. And it was really good until the end. Like, the end just sucked. We were all mad.
Okay, what's the original Captain America? Is that like current day Marvel, or does that go further back?
No, it's like the current day one, but it's not like any of the new ones. I don't really know. I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
But yeah, we watched
So
it.
in the end, is that where he's like on a bench? I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, and he's aged?
No, he
No.
wakes up from being frozen for 70 years. And he didn't marry the love of his life. Now I've totally ruined it for you. Have you seen this one?
Yeah. Yes, I have.
The girls and we were all like, oh, this is how it ends? What? But it was good all along the way.
So again, just great to see it as a family movie. So who's the Marvel fan? Is it the girls?
I don't know that we have a Marvel fan. I think that we just we're looking for something different. It's post-holiday. We're a family of 5, so we're bridging, 10-year-old to like adult. So you're trying to find stuff that is not animated anymore and has some more story to it, but still content appropriate for
Right.
our little, we're kind of in that spot where we kind of have to navigate that. So
So I watched for the very first time the original classic Miracle on 34th Street. I had never seen it before. Again, my teen brought it home. He was like, "Hey, so and so said this is like one of his favorite movies. We should watch it." I'm like, "Really? This old? Okay, let's try." And I was like, "Oh my god!" So I realized I just need to be more open minded when things are suggested. And I can't believe I lived my whole life without ever seeing it before. It was so cute.
That is a good class. We watched that, I think, for Christmas last year. And same, we all loved it. It really is a classic. Like it has the classic Macy's in it, and just it's very historic and classic Christmas feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. And how did I mean, I'm today almost today years old before before I ever saw it.
Right.
Amy said, I'm always shocked when my family forces me to watch the Spider-Man movies, and I learned to love them.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that may be very well in my future, Amy, because we have now stepped into this superhero arena. And, Doug and I have watched like the Batman movies before, and, but obviously not with the kids. So this is kind of a new era.
Yeah, Amy, my son, again, my teen, took me through, I think we watched 3 Spider-Mans in a row. We did it like over a week, right? Like each night was because he and my husband were constantly talking about it, and I had no frame of reference. And then I would say something based on like the old cartoons that I would watch as a kid, and they'd be like, "Mom," you
Yeah,
know. And you're right. Being forced to watch them, they are, I was able to appreciate them. They were really pretty well done movies.
that's so awesome. Yeah, so the holidays. Oh, Mary, I love the Christmas Carol with George C. Scott in it. Yes. Man, there's so many different versions of A Christmas Carol now.
Yeah, I'm not sure I even know that version. We've been watching every year the like animated one that has Jim Carrey and Gary Oldman, and that one's really touching.
Yes, that's the one that we watched this year. But
I'm gonna
there's
have to check that out, Mary. She said it's so good, but a bit dark.
yeah.
Movie in the background.
Is that our producer just strolling through?
That was a Yeti sighting.
I love it. The holidays are so good. We had tons of just family time and socializing with my side of the family, and my dad's sister came and stayed with us for a bunch of days, which was really awesome. And then we transitioned and spent 5 days in Ohio with Doug's family and got to just see his siblings and all of our nieces and nephews. And just it's amazing when you have a stretch of like 10 days how fast it can go and how good it is. And then also just like there's a familiarity. Why is that hard today? Of just settling back into the routine also.
Yeah. I love the sort of fog that develops those 2 weeks, right? Where you wake up and you're like, I don't have anywhere to be. Like, I don't even know what day it is. Like, who am I? Where am I? It's kind of delicious, right? Then you have to do this hard reset once you get back to January. But
Yes, the first day you have to set an alarm and like get up. Oh, no.
this morning, I shot straight up out of bed. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to set an alarm. And I like jumped up and I was about to start getting ready. I looked at my phone. I'm like, 3:16, 3:16. What does that mean? 3:16. Like I was processing. I'm like, is it like already late in the afternoon? Did I miss everything? And then I was like, oh, go back to bed. Everything is fine.
Isn't that such a bizarre feeling to wake up and you can read the time, but you don't understand the time?
Yeah.
You're like, what am I seeing? I was sleeping by 9:30 last night, which is pretty early for me. And I woke up at 1:15. And I was
And were you aware? Like, or
oh yeah, I was awake for like an hour, but I had felt like I slept a whole night already. And so I got up because I was like, did we get more snow? And there's nothing happening outside. And I was like, okay, I might as well just go back to bed for a while. So then I went back to bed.
did the girls not have school yesterday because of the snow?
They didn't.
Were they
Can
happy?
you just say what a bust that was? It was like, it just makes me think of Alice in Wonderland and how they celebrate the like unbirthday. It was like the unsnow day yesterday.
Yeah. Maybe it's because it's January already and they haven't used any that they feel like they've got some to spare.
Maybe I would love that. Although I'm hearing we're supposed to get some more going into the end of this week and weekend. So, maybe we will. But I mean, we want to get out sledding so badly. So I'm like, bring it on. Like, I really wanted 8 inches because then we can really dig in and do winter stuff
Right, right. One nice snow cover to really make it. Yeah.
to make
Hey,
it real winter.
did you do any like cribbage or gameplay over the holidays?
We didn't play cribbage. Doug and I are in a funk. We haven't played in forever, I feel like. But we got the game of life for
Mm.
Christmas. So we played the game of life. The girls played sequence and spoons in Ohio quite a bit. I'm trying to think. We played one other thing. We also did puzzles. Um, Nora got a new puzzle. It was a Christmas scene, but it was called Butts Everywhere. And there was like butts in the Christmas tree and on the staircase and in the fireplace and all these funny things. It was from Kohl's. We found it. Um, but she got this super cool like puzzle mat for Christmas. So now we can like work on one and we can roll it up. It rolls up into a tube and you can put it away and then bring it back out.
Oh, that's cool.
It's so awesome. So we did like 3 puzzles over the holidays because it was easy to kind of move around and bring back and forth.
That's a cool thing to do together. My brother taught me how to play Settlers of Catan. I'd never played that game before, and it was great.
Oh my gosh, it's
I
such a
was no good at it, but it was great.
if you've never played Settlers of Catan, you absolutely need to do it. It's a blast. Little strategy, little kind of like Monopoly, resource producing. That's a blast.
Right. Yeah, I feel like if I could have played another game or two, I would have really understood the flow and then maybe um Mary said she hates Settlers of Catan. Well, so after we played that game, my brother pulled out a new game that he had never played before. He had played it with a friend, but had never played his own version. So we like unwrapped it brand new. It took us 2 hours or more to figure out the rules. We were watching like YouTube videos. It was called Power Grid. But by the time we played it, it ended up being great.
Really?
But I was like, I've never invested this much time in the rules of a game before.
Yeah, I feel like I would quit. Like I want to play games for like fun. So I feel like if I had to invest that much on the front end, then I don't know if I would enjoy it as much.
Right. That's exactly how I felt. And I nearly like quit a couple of times. But then I also thought, the joys in the journey. We were all like figuring it out together. We were hanging out together, and so it became part of this process. I don't think I've necessarily recommend it for everyone. And it's only because over Christmas, you've got this kind of extra free time to like hang out.
I love that. Speaking of kind of like the joy in the journey, Nora got a Tinker Crate. So if any of you are familiar with these, Tinker Crates are STEM kind of build projects, and you can get them for all different age ranges. So she got a Tinker Crate, and it was a chess set. And it has these really cool like wheels. So it has these storage compartments underneath where all the pieces go. And so it was so fun to watch her build the board. And then now we're going to start learning how to play chess together because she has this new board and Grace knows how to play. My 14-year-old knows how to play. So I'm like, you can teach us. And so Nora loves building. So she got the joy of building it. And then now we're going to learn how to play.
That is cool. Did you know that the Manitowoc Public Library has a monthly drop-in chess club? And it's for all ages, all levels of play. Apparently, like the chess royalty of Manitowoc kind of collaborated with the library, and they're offering this so that people can learn the game and play with people of different levels and learn new skills.
I didn't know we even had chess royalty here.
I know. Isn't that amazing?
Yes. No, I love that. I love the idea. And I feel like chess has just been around forever. It's just a classic. But I don't know how to play. I've never played. So we're excited to learn together.
That's cool. That is a cool thing. Hey, you were talking about like your Pinterest food fail. You shared this picture though, and this is definitely not a fail. This looks delicious.
This was our meal for the Packer game on Sunday. I feel like I'm in the season of comfort food. So I just to give you an idea of like how my brain works. Saturday night we had tacos, and I said to Doug, I'm going to make 4 pounds of taco meat instead of 2 pounds of taco meat. And whatever is left, I'm making into chili. So that's what I did. I added beans and tomatoes and green chilies and all these amazing things. And I threw it in the crock pot together on Sunday, and it warmed all day. And then, yeah, we had corn muffins and cheese and sour cream and crackers and cheese and sausage and just all these amazing things to have with it. It was so good.
Yum. I love chili in this season. I mean, I'm a big soup fan. I could eat soup all winter long,
Yeah.
but especially chili.
Yeah, it just is like sometimes in my brain I want to say chili's hard, and then last Saturday night it didn't feel hard at all. Like I just was like I threw it all together and I knew dinner or lunch for Sunday was done. And
Well, it's smart too because you had pre-prepped the meat, right? So that's probably a third of what makes chili difficult is you have to prep the meat before.
right. Yeah, I was like, I'm cooking anyway. We're gonna do it all at once. So, and we get to eat off of it. Like we've got leftovers for days.
Okay, big question. Noodles or no noodles? Viewers, I want to know too. Do you do noodles in your chili?
So I boiled noodles and I had them as a side option because I don't prefer them. My kids my kids would take like a large portion of noodles and a small portion of chili and then put like cheese on it and make like chili mac. So we had it as an option. I grew up, my mom always put spaghetti noodles in chili.
Yeah, me too. My mom too. And so that's how we do it here. Mary says noodles.
Yeah. So, guys, throw in the comments, what else are you making for comfort food right now? There's my mama, noodles. I knew she was going to comment. Yeah, put in the comments, what other kinds of things are you making for comfort food right now at this time of the year? Or what kind of are your go-to quick winter things, right? Because we're still busy. Things are still going on.
Yeah.
Tell us what you're making.
Yeah. And it's awesome too, like you said, Kristin, where it makes enough that then you have like leftovers.
Mhm.
Ooh, Mary said nachos. That's another great choice.
That sounds good too.
Hey, by the way, just a little PSA. One of the places we went over the holidays was Manitowoc Pho and Grill. It was delicious. We had a great experience. In case anyone hasn't tried it out yet, it's the old Fatso's location on South 10th Street. This is a picture of the beef pho. I had the best crab rangoon, I think, of my life, possibly there. It was just really delicate. It had the cream filling was great. They also have bubble tea. So I was really pleasantly surprised.
I have heard nothing but amazing things about that place. Um, so many, like, I've heard so many good things. So, for people who don't know what pho is, can you explain and maybe put the picture back up what pho is?
Yes, I will do that right now. Let's see.
Maybe.
Okay, so there are noodles, which you can't really see in this picture. Not noodles like we put in chili, not spaghetti noodles, more of like a Asian style noodle. And then I'm not sure what the broth is, but it was delicious. You can see there's cilantro. It came with a side plate that had like bean sprouts and basil and lemon and some chopped up jalapenos. There's thinly sliced beef in here. So it's kind of like if a person's ever eaten Japanese ramen, it's kind of in that category, although it has a different flavor profile and different style noodles.
Nice. And I know other people, you can choose your protein there. You can get all different types of options for what goes in your pho, and they have options, so you can go try it.
Right, yeah, there was chicken, there was shrimp, there was seafood. And then they had other things on the menu too. They had like Korean ribs and teriyaki chicken and things like that, which I didn't get a chance to try yet. But the pho was really great.
Nice. Yeah. So my mom commented, winter comfort food, creamy chicken with rice soup. That sounds delicious.
Love that.
And then Nicole commented sheet pan dinners, ring bologna. Love that. Would never think of ring bologna for sheet pan dinner. Tina's saying no. I say yes. With broccoli and sweet potatoes and some seasoning. That sounds really good. So
Okay, what's a sheet pan dinner? I don't know what that means.
you like put everything. So just, like a jelly roll pan with a lip on it, and you put your veggies, your meat, whatever. And you can do this if you look up. I know I have recipes here somewhere for like a Greek chicken one or Italian with chicken or whatever, but you put everything on one pan and you throw it in the oven, and that's like your dinner. And you can serve them over rice, or you can serve like that. The one Nicole mentioned has sweet potatoes in it. That is your starch. You just serve it as is, but it's meant to be super easy. Just you roast it off and pull it out. Um,
That
so
sounds great. It sounds great. I don't do ring bologna.
did you grow up eating ring bologna?
Yep.
Did you? And you don't like it?
Nope.
How was it prepared when you grew up?
I'm not sure.
I grew up eating ring bologna and we boiled it. And I like have these distinct fond memories of like cutting it to peel the casing off, and it like being so snappy because it was boiled and so delicious. We're still big fans of eating ring bologna and mac and cheese together. Like,
So I think, okay, I can't eat hot dogs like with the natural casing. I don't like that snap. My husband, on the other hand, loves it, right? Like Jason could eat ring bologna all day long. I don't know what it is, but
yeah, I think there are some better than others, right? Because the fat content in there, sometimes if the fat content's too high, it's kind of, but Nicole, I know that their ring bologna is venison ring bologna. We've had the pleasure of getting to try it, and it was delicious, and it's a little bit more lean. It's still snappy though, so you might, but
I also don't like bologna on a sandwich, like sliced bologna.
oh
Like,
my gosh.
I know. There's something, I don't know if it's the flavor profile or, when I was really small, I was like 5, and my best friend at the time, we had mac and cheese with cut up hot dogs in it. Maybe it was cut up ring bologna. And then, little girls went to the bathroom together and she threw it all up in the sink while we were standing there. And I think that did it, because I can't remember ever liking it ever since then.
Oh my gosh. That's a good reason to have a fear of the bologna.
An aversion.
Oh, my mouth could water right now just thinking about like a nice piece of bread toasted with mayo and a couple slices of bologna on it.
No, nope. Nope. And it's funny because I'm okay with summer sausage. I'm okay with bratwurst. I don't know. Weird, right? Is there any food that you can't eat? Like I've heard people, there are some people that like can't eat bananas because they threw up having eaten bananas or something like that.
I mean, for me personally, I can't sometimes do turkey lunch meat. It just makes me a little gaggy. It's kind of like the texture. I don't know. But I will also say I've tried sushi so many times. I can do like a California, baby sushi, but I can't do the real stuff with raw fish in it. Like I gag. It's like a texture thing for me.
Ah, interesting. I could eat the raw fish sushi all day long.
Okay.
And the fish roe and the eel and
The fish. Tell us, what's a fooded version for you? Let's see what comes in the comments and we can hit that next week.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, this has been great. It's been so good to see you again. Thank you, everybody, for participating with us in the chat, having a great conversation. I hope everyone has a wonderful new year, and we'll see you next time.
Time goes too fast with you.
For Coffee with Kristin and Tina, this is Kristin Odell of KLO. I'm Tina Prigge of Vagabond Creative Studio. We'll see you next time on Coffee with Kristin and Tina. Bye, guys.